Good morning to everyone. Today I will be starting yet another session of engineering mechanics about the topic of principles of mechanics and force system. So in this session we will be talking about the couples, movement of couples and their effects. So before going to couples, let us refresh our knowledge about moments. So we have used the term moment, that is moment of force. When a force acts at a distance, it has some turning effect on the body. If the force acts away from the distance perpendicularly, then it turns the body. That turning effect we call it as moment of force. So we have seen that moment can produce a translatory motion as well as rotatory motion. That is, when the force is acting nearly at the center, it moves the body. If it turns away from the point of symmetry or the centroid, then it tends to turn the body. That turning effect we call it as moment. That measure we will call it as moment of force. That is, the moment produced by the force, we call it as moment of force. We have seen that how to calculate the moment of force. The moment of force is force into perpendicular distance from the point. The point of application of force and the perpendicular distance between the point at which we are finding the moment. So the moment is dependent on two factors. One is the force, the amount of force or magnitude of force, and the perpendicular distance between the point which we are considering and the point of application of the force. These two factors influence the moment. So when we want to calculate the moment at the point of application of force, the distance will be 0, therefore the moment will be 0. Similarly, we can calculate moment. The same force can produce any amount of moment depending upon the distance. So as the distance increases, the moment increases for the same amount of force. Or if distance is constant, as the force increases, the moment increases. So this is the relationship between the moment, force and distance. So moment is solely dependent on two factors, that is moment of force, force and its distance from that point. So we have seen m is equal to Fd and units of moment is force into distance unit, that is Newton mm or Newton kilonewton meter or such force into distance. So we have also seen that forces produce moments in two senses, that is either they produce it clockwise or anti-clockwise. So whenever force is acting, let us suppose the force is acting in this way, it is acting upwards and also acting from a point at a distance d1 to the right of the body, then that force is producing a negative or anti-clockwise moment. Similarly, when the force is on the other side on the left side of the body, when it is moving upwards, then the force is producing a clockwise moment. So this calculation of moment and also determining the direction is very important. We should be clear about the how the direction is obtained, how the direction of moment of force or how the direction of moment is arrived. So there is some theorem about the moments which is called as Varignon's theorem. In Varignon's theorem, a French mathematician, he has given this equation, this principle, that is, whenever we want to find the resultant of any moment, or what is the effect of moment of forces or moment produced by several forces, then this theorem is used. So the statement is like this: the algebraic sum of moments of given system of coplanar forces about a moment center in their plane is equal to the moment of their resultant force about the same moment center. So statement, by studying the statement, it may be slightly complicated, but once we understand the statement, it is easy. Simply, it is a, though it looks complicated, the statement is very straight and simple. That is, the algebraic sum of moments of given system of coplanar forces about a moment center in their plane is equal to the moment of their resultant force about the same moment center. That is, in other words, in simple words, we can say the moment of force about any point is equal to the sum of the moments of the components of the forces about the same point. That is, the moment of force about any point by the one single force, that is a resultant force, is equal to the all the moments produced by several forces. So as we seen, several forces can be resolved into one force. Similarly, moments produced by several forces can also be resolved into a single moment. That is, when several forces produce different moments, the resultant of those forces will produce one moment. So the moment produced by the resultant will be equal to the sum of the moments produced by the individual forces. So let us see this illustration. Here there are three parts. Let us say three bricks. Each brick, so first brick is at a distance of d1, second is at a distance of d2, and third is at a distance of d3. So moments produced by these three bricks will be f1 d1 plus f2 d2 plus f3 d3. So sum of the moment is sigma. Moments produced by these forces f1, f2 and f3 from distances of d1, d2 and d3 are m1. That is, due to the first force, the moment at this point P, we are considering at point P. So when we mean the distance, we have to have a point from which we are calculating the distance of force. So from point P, the force 1 is at a distance of F1, therefore the moment 1 is F1 D1. Similarly, this moment due to second force is F2 D2. F2 D2 and third moment is F3 D3. Therefore the total moment is sigma m1, the algebraic sum of their moments. Since they are acting in the same direction, that is downward and to the right of the point, they are all producing clockwise movement. So we have put F1 D1 plus F2 D2 plus F3 D3. That is, since their directions are same, they are producing same clockwise movement. Therefore F1 D1 plus F2 D2 plus F3 D3 is equal to sigma m1. Similarly, suppose if we replace these three smaller bricks with a big single brick, Then the total force or total weight is also a force. Weight is mass into gravity. So it is mass, gravity is acceleration, so mass into acceleration is force. So weight is also a force. We can consider, we can synonymously use weight and force. So weight is also a force. So here weight W1 into or F1. W1 is nothing but F1. So W1 D1, W2 D2, W3 D3 is equal to, we made this entire 3 bricks into one single brick, that is we have attached them. So total weight is capital W and distance is capital D, capital F into capital D. So the moment produced by the force from distance D, force F from distance D, that is since the forces are acting, let us say, in the next chapter we will deal with the center of gravity, but by common sense we know that forces act through their centers. So through this point they are acting. Here through the center point they are acting. So we have taken the distance d to the center point. So then m is equal to fd. So since as per Varignon's theorem, the moments produced by individual forces is equal to the moment produced by resultant. This is the resultant. These forces, 3 forces are clumped together to form a resultant. That is, this is W1, this is W2, this is W3. 3 forces are attached. They made into W1 plus W2 plus W3. That is W. So W into F into D. Therefore, according to Varignon's theorem, the individual moments, sum of individual moments is equal to the moment produced by their resultant. So resultant, if resultant is F, that is F1 plus F2 plus F3 gives F. So F into the distance is from the center. So this is the D. So therefore, moment is equal to Fd. Since the sum of moment sigma m1 is equal to sigma m, we can conclude that F into D is equal to F1 D1 plus F2 D2 plus F3 D3. F2 D3. So this is the verification of Varignon's theorem. We can also numerically verify the theorem. I will give you a numerical example. Let us say this is, each brick is of, let us say, assume that it is 1 meter each. Each slab of brick or each panel is 1 meter. So here let us say each panel is 1 meter and each is 10 kilonewtons. So 10 kilonewtons into 1 meter. Here it is, if it is 1 meter, the distance, let us suppose this is 1 from to the center, it is 1 meter. So 10 kilonewtons into 1 meter, 10 kilonewtons into 2 meters, 10 kilonewtons into 3 meters. So it will come to 10 plus 20 plus 30, 60 kilonewtons. Similarly, if we add these 3 bricks into 30 kilonewtons, the center will be equal to 2 meters. So it will be 30 into 2 meters, then also 60 kilonewtons. So numerically also we can verify the same. Instead of simply assuming F and D, F1, F2, F3 and D, we can simply put some numerical value and we can verify. Therefore, finally, according to Varignon's theorem, the moments produced by individual forces is equal to the moment produced by their resultant. So the resultant of all the forces into the distance where the resultant is acting, that distance to the point where we are considering, is equal to the sum of the moments produced by each and every force. Therefore, we can say F into D, that is capital F into D, the resultant into distance, is equal to F1 D1 plus F2 D2 plus F3 D3, so on. Next topic is, next item is couple. When two equal and opposite forces act at some distances, like separated by some distance, then that force system is called as couple. In a force system, when two forces are there and they are equal, they are opposite, and they are acting at some distance apart, then they form a couple. So couple, a system of two equal and unlike parallel forces constitute a couple. That is, they are parallel. Automatically, when unlike means parallel in opposite direction, and they are acting at some distance. Whether when they act at same point, then the force become the net force will become 0. So the two equal and opposite, anyhow the net force will be equal to 0, but they cannot produce any moment. If okay, a couple is formed when two equal perpendicular forces separated by some distance, when act in opposite directions on a body, form a couple. That is, two forces which are equal. Let us say this, when two equal and opposite forces which act at some distance, they form a couple. So each force, the force on the right and force on the left, both produces some moment. That is, they try to rotate the body. In this case, since they are opposite to each other, here let us consider this figure. So this F is producing an anti-clockwise movement. Also this F at N, it is producing another anti-clockwise movement. So here it is producing anti-clockwise movement. It is also here it is producing anti-clockwise movement. So there will be a rotation of the body. Arm of the couple is, sometimes we call it as lever arm. That is, when the distance between two forces, the distance between two parallel opposite forces, that distance which is producing the movement, we call it as lever arm, because it will be, the moment will be same at both ends. That distance between, any distance between two forces, generally we call it as lever arm or arm of the couple. Since the forces are parallel, equal and opposite, their sum is 0. Then forces, they are acting, so sum of the force is 0, but sum of the moments is not 0. Here forces are equal to 0, but they are producing moment. The net force is 0. That means there is no translatory motion, but there will be always a rotatory motion. It will turn the body, but it won't push the body. The daily life example is our door. When we apply force, the door is not moving, it is rotating. That is, we are producing some movement. Movement of couple. Couple are two forces, two equal and opposite forces acting at some distance. Then they form a couple. So these couple forces, when they act at some distance, they produce force at any point into the distance between the point and the force will produce a moment. So the moment formed by this couple is called the moment of couple. So the measure of turning effect of a couple is the moment of couple. These two forces turn the, as I said earlier, these two forces, they tend to turn the body in anti-clockwise direction. Now this force is turning like this, this force is turning. So at this force, entire this set will turn the body in anti-clockwise direction. So that measure of turning, how much turning effect it is having, that measure is called the moment of couple. Mathematically, it is nothing but force into distance. So it is nothing new, but it is nothing but our moment of force. So mathematically, moment of couple is product of any force and the lever arm of the couple. That is the distance between the forces. So one force into the distance between their forces. Either you take left force or right force, the distance is d. The forces are F1, F and F because they are equal. If you consider it is F1, this as F2, then F1 should be equal to F2. Otherwise, it won't form a couple. They won't form a couple. So there is no meaning in finding the moment of couple. Moment of couple is we cannot get. Only we can get the moment of couple in case of couple. Couple means the forces should be equal. They should be opposite. They should be separated by some distance. That distance we are calling it as arm of the couple. So arm of the couple into force will give you the moment of couple. So in this case, force into distance. So if we take moment at m, force F is producing an anticlockwise movement F into d. Similarly, if you consider point N, this force, this left force, left to the N, is producing an anticlockwise movement that is equal to F into d. So moment at point M is m1 is equal to F into d. Similarly, moment at point N is m2, that is mf into d. So m1 is equal to m2. That is moment at N is equal to moment at M. That means a couple produce same amount of moment. Suppose, let us assume that we select an intermediate point. We are interested in finding the moment at intermediate point. Then what happens? So what will be the effect of the couple? Let us look at this figure. That is, there is a body ABC, or A is at point A, there is a force F. At point B, there is a force F coming downwards. Here it is coming upwards. So these two forces, F coming downwards, F going upwards, separated at a distance d, form a couple. According to our definition, they are equal, they are opposite, they are separated at some distance, so they form a couple. Let us see, moment can be found out anywhere, provided it should be perpendicular to the point. That force should be perpendicular to the point. So yesterday we have I made a mention about the Galileo's challenge. So similarly, moment can be found out from anywhere to anywhere. So if force is acting here on Earth, what is the moment on Sun? Suppose 10 kg force is acting on Earth. What is the moment at Sun? Then it is nothing but 10 kilonewtons into the distance between Earth and the Sun. That is, let us say, whatever is the distance between Earth and Sun, that gives the moment at Sun. Similarly, if we are interested to find the moment at Moon, so that force 10 kilonewtons into distance between Earth and at point of application of that force into Moon. So there is no constraint. Depending upon our requirement, we can find out moment at any point, at any perpendicular point, which is the distance should be only the perpendicular distance. That is the prerequisite. Here, if we come back to our figure, suppose if we consider at any point C, I want to find out the moment of force at C. So initially, let us forget about the force at B. We will consider force at A. So what is the moment at C due to force at A. We know moment at C is equal to force into distance. The distance between A and C is D plus B. So force into perpendicular distance is force into D plus D. That is the moment due to this force. This force which is to the far left and towards moving upwards, that force moment. So it is producing a clockwise movement. Here at C, this force F which is at A is producing a clockwise movement. Therefore, that moment is equal to force into D plus D, plus that will be having a plus sign. That is because it is a clockwise movement. It is rotating. Let us assume that it is, if it is rotating this AC, it will rotate in the clockwise direction, because this is the pivot and this force will rotate this in this direction. It is the clockwise direction. So the first moment M1, if we consider, this is due to moment due to force on the far left, that is at A. That let us say that that moment is MA. Similarly, the force due to F at B, let us say that moment is equal to F into small d, that is F into d, that is it is in the anti-clockwise direction because it is coming from top and it is to the left of C. This is producing, this is pushing, this is rotating the body in the anti-clockwise direction. Therefore this movement, let us say M2 is equal to F into small d. So the net moment at C will be equal to sigma m, that is M1 plus M2, or MA, that is force moment due to force at A, and MB, let us say for moment due to force at B. So MA plus MB, sigma m, the total moment is algebraic sum of the moments. So therefore at C, the moment at C will be M is equal to F into AC, force into AC distance, and this is minus F into BC distance. Therefore, if we calculate, force is equal to F into D plus D minus FD, that is equal to minus, that is it is F into D, because the clockwise moment is bigger than the anti-clockwise moment. So net moment is in the clockwise direction, that is plus FD plus small fd minus fd. So FD get cancelled. So we will be left with F into D, that is force into distance. So moment at is force into distance Fd. Similarly, if we consider moment at B also, moment at B, it is force into distance. Moment at A also, it is force into distance. So if we see at 3 points, moment at A is equal to force into distance, moment at B is equal to force into distance, moment at C is equal to force into D plus D minus Fd. That is, here at C, two forces are acting. At A, only one force is acting, because due to force F at A, the moment will be equal to 0, because only we consider only this force which is coming from the top, which is producing the anti-clockwise movement. Here, clockwise movement. Here also, if we consider at B, it is producing clockwise movement. If we consider at A, it is also producing clockwise movement. If you go to C, here also the lever arm will be, the distance will be D plus D, for the first force, and for the second force it will be only D. So their sum will give you F into D. So force into distance, that is force into arm of movement. So anywhere you go, the moment will be same, that is moment into arm of the distance. Whether suppose if we take some other point here to the left of A, then also the result will be same. So irrespective of the position, due to the arm, due to couple, the moment will be same throughout. Anywhere we may take the, due to couple, the moment of force will be force into lever arm. Nothing except force into lever arm. This makes the property of moment at any point is equal and makes a couple unique. This property of moment at any point is equal and makes the couple a unique entity. So couple, due to couple, wherever we go, wherever we take the moment, it will be same, that is force into the lever arm. Let us see the properties of couple. Couple has properties of couple. So the couple has, as I said, couple is a unique entity. So it has some unique properties. It has equal and opposite forces separated by some distance. So a couple is formed by two equal and opposite forces. Those forces are separated by some distance. If there is no distance, then one force will be below the another and it cannot make any rotation. Then actually the force will become zero, and also there is no arm between them, so there is no question of any rotation. It can't happen. So to form a couple, there should be some two equal and opposite forces and some distance also between them. Sum of the forces is zero, though they are acting apart, their sum is zero. When they act one above the other, then even then the sum is zero, but it cannot produce any rotational effect. So it cannot form any moment of couple. To form couple, there should be some arm. Moment of couple is independent of moment center. That is, moment center is the point where we are taking the moment. That is called the moment center. So at any point, irrespective of any point, the moment of couple will be equal. That is, in earlier case we have seen that we have taken A as moment center, that we have taken the moment at A, we have taken moment at B, and also we have seen what is the moment at C. Irrespective of moment center, we get the moment of couple. So moment of couple is not dependent on the where we are taking, but wherever we take, the moment will be same. The moment of couple will be force into that lever arm distance, that is distance between the two forces. A couple cannot be replaced by a single force, because two forces, suppose a couple means equal and opposite forces. So automatically when they are replaced by single force, it should be equal to 0. So when they replace with 0, with a single force of 0, there won't be any couple. So we cannot replace a couple with a single force. So in the definition itself, we have couple has two equivalent and opposite forces. Therefore, a couple cannot be replaced by a single force. A single force cannot give the effect of a couple. Two moments of couples can be added algebraically. So moment of couples, two moments, they have to add algebraically. We have seen here in this example, moments are produced at A, moment is produced is clockwise, at B, the moment produced is anti-clockwise. When we consider moment center C as C, then at the force at A is producing a clockwise movement, force F is producing an anti-clockwise movement. Therefore, we can add two moments algebraically. Only we have to add algebraically. They cannot be added as per normal mathematics. That is, if we consider this as F into D plus D, and this for moment due to the force at B is F into small d, then if we don't add algebraically, the sum will become F into D plus F into 2D. That will be absurd. So whenever we add moments of couples, we should consider their sign. That is, the sum should be algebraical. Two couples here, like it is not a single two forces, it is two couples. Two couples can keep a body in equilibrium provided moments are equal in opposite direction. Suppose two couples are there. This is one couple, and at another couple if we add, then they keep the body in equilibrium provided they are equal in opposite direction. That is, two couples to keep the body in equilibrium, that is, the rotation is stopped. To stop the rotation, we need another couple of equal but opposite direction. When one couple is acting clockwise, the other couple, if it produces anti-clockwise movement, then that couple will be equal and opposite. Then the body will be in the state of equilibrium. That is, the body will be in the state of rest. Otherwise, it will be moving. So to counter action of one couple, we have to apply another couple which is equal but opposite in the opposite direction. Then only the body will be stable or in equilibrium condition. That is, the sum of the moments becomes 0. The effect of couple remains unchanged even they are rotated about the same plane. Suppose the couples are acting perpendicularly. Suppose if we apply couple at the body at some angle, but these couples have the perpendicular distance is constant. That is, instead of acting, suppose if you look at this pen, if two of my fingers are acting like this, it forms a couple. Then if they in the same plane, if I apply like this also, it has the same effect. So in this plane, anywhere the couple, they have the same effect. Here, if the pen is horizontal, the couple is like this, then even then they are producing the anti-clockwise movement of this force, let us say F into this distance. Suppose if the pen is like this also, at some different angle, then also the couple produce the same effect. So that means the effect of couple remains unchanged even they are rotated about the same plane. So even if the couple are acting in the same plane at different, suppose if instead of the body being perpendicular, it may be, suppose it is vertical also. If couple is applied, the same effect will be there. If it is horizontal or vertical in the same plane, the couple has the same effect. The couple has the same effect. Similarly, the couple can be shifted parallelly in the same plane. The couple, whether they are here, they can move, they can be moved parallelly, the effect will be the same. That means the couple, whether they are at the same line or at the parallel line, their effect will be same. Similarly, they can be shifted at any point in the plane. Suppose, as we see, we can take the couple, moment of couple at any point, at any center of moment. So we can conclude this session like this. The measure of turning effect of a force on a body is called the moment of that force. So force when act at some distance, that force tends to rotate the body. That force into distance will give you the measure of turning, that is force into distance. We call it as moment of force. So the moment of force simply in short we call moment. Moment is equal to product of force and the perpendicular distance. That is about the moment. Then we have seen, then we come to the Verignon's theorem. Verignon's theorem says that the moment produced by several forces, the sum of the moments produced by the several forces is equal to the moment produced by their resultant. So all forces, if they have one resultant, that resultant into distance will give you the same effect as that moments produced by individual forces. That is F into D is equal to F1 D1 plus F2 D2 plus F3 D3 and so on. So that is the Verignon's theorem. The algebraic sum of moments due to forces, individual forces, is equal to the sum of moment is equal to the moment produced by their resultant into the distance. So we can say that moment F is equal M is equal to F into D, that resultant force into distance is equal to F1 D1 plus F2 D2 plus F3 D3 and so on. That is the individual moments produced by forces. This F1 force is producing M1, let us say this is M2, this is M3. So M is equal to M1 plus M2 plus M3 so on. That is M is equal to sigma M or sigma F1 D1. That is moment produced by the individual forces. The moment at any point due to couple is same. That is, we have seen any moment produced by couple is same. If we remember this figure, this figure illustrates this point, that is the moment at any point due to couple is same, whether it is at C or it may be at any other point D or at any point A, is any point Z, any point. As I said, for the sake of simplicity, that we can also find the moment at any point in the universe. The force into that distance gives the moment. So, but due to couple, wherever you measure, the moment due to couple will be same, whether you measure it very near to that point or very far away from any point, but the result will be same, that is force into lever arm. We cannot get more moment or less moment, but for normal movement, for a single force, as the distance increases, the moment increases. But due to couple, wherever you go, whichever distance you take from one point, that is the moment center, the final moment will be equal to force into that distance, that is the lever arm distance, the distance between the two forces. So this is the uniqueness, very strange result we get due to couple. So with this, I conclude this session. Thank you for being with me. Let us meet in the next session with some other advanced topic. Thank you.